Let me start this video with something simple and uncomfortable. Too many bodybuilders are dying.
1003, that's better. 1004, 1005, hold it. 1001,
Not once in a while, not once a month. I'm talking about constantly. Names are popping up weekly these days. You know, every time I see a post, another tribute, another rest in peace, brother, I'm thinking, how did this become normal? Because it's not. It never was. I've been around the sport long enough. I lived in the late 80s and I was trained under Mentzer, you all know that. I was there in the trenches with him, and then back then hearing about a bodybuilder dying was something, well, it happened, but that's something that was remembered for years and years after. Now, people just scroll down the fucking Facebook wall and it's a one death after another. You know, they're looking at us like it's another weather report or something like that coming up. It's just like every day I see it. It's just mind-boggling. Let's have a real conversation. Not a polished fitness industry version. Not an influencer talk. Just reality. Just me talking to you the same way like I talk to a young guy in the gym asking for advice. So what is really happening? Well, first off, the reason the death rate is exploding is pretty damn clear. The drug use today is nothing like it used to be. You know, back then the doses were rather moderate compared to now. The guys weren't walking around in permanent blast mode. Nobody was trying to maintain a 3% Instagram ready look for you for all year round, and the amount of the different compounds altogether, it's not even close, guys. You know, it's just crazy. I mean, sure, you had like testosterone, Deca, and maybe Winstrol. Maybe one or two things, three things, simple, predictable shit, you know. Even then, it wasn't risk-free, but it was manageable. Today, it's not just steroids. It's growth hormone, insulin, thyroid hormones, stimulants, diuretics, peptides, research chemicals, underground experiments with zero long-term data. Half the stuff that people inject today didn't even exist back then. And the worst part, most guys don't even understand what's happening inside their own body while they're using it. No blood work, no breaks, no real guidance, just bigger at any cost. That's exactly why so many bodybuilders are dying today. The guys I saw in Venice, the golden era athletes, even the hardcore ones, they weren't trying to look like inflated parade balloons. They cared about shape, lines, symmetry, health, longevity. They had a real fear of doing permanent damage, trust me. Today's culture, they have no fear. Just pressure. Pressure to look freaky. Pressure to be big enough. Pressure to impress an online audience that forgets you in 24 hours later. Some of these kids are using more in one cycle than certain Mr. Olympia competitors use in their entire prep. That's not dedication, that's self-destruction dressed up as ambition. And this is where the deaths come from. The heart gives out, the kidneys fail, the blood pressure stays at numbers that would terrify any doctor. Let me talk directly to the younger guys out there listening to this. If you think you need to use massive amounts of steroids to make it, you've been lied to. If you think steroids will give you confidence, they won't. If you think carrying 20 extra pounds of chemical muscle makes you valuable, it doesn't. Look, I'm not your dad, I'm not your preacher. I'm someone who lived this lifestyle at a time when logic still mattered. Look, if you choose to use steroids, then understand at least one thing. There's a line you don't cross. There's a point where you're not building a physique anymore. You are simply trading years of your life for likes and validation. So when your heart and kidneys finally say, I'm done, nobody online will save you. Trust me on that. Your Instagram fans won't show up in the hospital. Trust me on that. And your followers won't help your family deal with the loss. This is your life, not theirs. So treat it like it matters. Bodybuilding was supposed to be about self-mastery, strength, discipline, character. Now it's turned into a chemical arms race. Nobody's thinking, nobody's questioning. Everybody wants shortcuts. You know, Mentzer taught me that your mind comes before your muscle. Reason becomes before action. Cause and effect, logic over impulse. If he saw what's happening today, he wouldn't be surprised by the deaths. He'd be surprised it didn't happen sooner. Because nothing in today's drug culture has any connection to reason. Bodybuilding doesn't need more size. It needs more responsibility, more honesty, more people willing to say, enough. You know, this isn't a scare tactic, guys. This isn't me trying to stand here being morally superior. This is me, Marcus, someone who has seen the golden era, who trained with a man who valued reason over madness, telling you the honest truth. If you're going to chase this lifestyle, you better understand the price, and you better be smart enough not to pay it with your life. Train hard. Train rationally, and don't let a temporary obsession cost you a permanent ending. Your life matters more than your cycle. Now, you want the truth about training, not shortcuts, not hype, not self-destruction, go to hitmanuals.com. Learn heavy duty the way it was meant to be done.